All right, sir. So who do I have here with me today?
You have Jason Michael Barton, biblical massacre assist, or Versus, what they call me out here.
Okay.
VERSUS.
All right, Versus. That's a unique name.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, first of all. I gotta know, how old are you and what's your current living situation?
I'm 42, and I'm actually on the streets again. My little story, how I got out here was, I was supposedly, I was working security in California. I'm born and raised out here, so I went out to California.
Okay.
4 years, and then I started getting my stuff and my game together, and what happened was, one day I got a call and said I had a problem with showing up to work six times, smelling like stale beer.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, I didn't learn after the first 2 times or something, but it's my word against the LGBTQ RSTUVWXYZ community out there.
Yeah.
So, and I seen it. So once it happened, I came back out here and just literally started from where I was at when I left out here, but with an ID and a little bit of cash up on me. But yeah, it's more of corporate for me, like more of corporate America.
Okay. So that's what you used to do, right? Basically.
Yeah. When I get a job, I always be like, let me see, I got about 8 to maybe 10 months. So, because I'm gonna be honest, if I don't be 110% super Negro, I'm not good enough for the job, and that's just what it was. So me being out there in California and dealing with that shit, I might as well come out here instead of, because I was in California in the Tenderloin area. You know about that?
Yeah. Figueroa and stuff.
Yeah,
Tenderloin, where I know where it goes down.
It's where it goes down. I survived out there. I'm about to lay right here. Is it cool? I wish one of y'all, I'm the one that y'all don't want to steal for, because I'll make life miserable for y'all out here. You better ask Arizona.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everything was all cool, and you get back out here, and everything that you said that, like me, I said was going to happen in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing it come to light,
Man, that's crazy. So, what's a day in the life like out here for you? The day-to-day struggle, hustle, and bustle, man. Could you elaborate? Do you feel safe at night? Is it easy? Just elaborate.
See, the thing about me is, it's not really like a struggle. It's just sometimes you want to sit down, you want to lay down, you're basically forced, if you don't want to get caught, to be up at 7 o'clock. So and then you kind of are forced to, sit down or just walk around somewhere, but you can't really do nothing or go to sleep until the sun goes down. The good thing, it's the winter time, because the sun goes down earlier, you know what I'm saying? But in the summertime, some of us gotta wait until it's 9 o'clock. But
that's awful.
The place where I sleep at is pretty safe. It's pretty safe as long as I keep my head down, you know what I'm saying, and don't make no noise. Nobody sees it. I won't get rained on.
Man, that's awesome.
But I got my arm. I came out here New Year's, broke my wrist fighting with somebody, and that's the struggle with being on the streets, is everybody has their racial profiling going on. When they're by themselves and they're not around people and shit like that.
Yes.
I'm not a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? And then once they find out that I'm holding down my business,
standing on
toes. Here, that's what I smoke. Those, some weed in the face. That's what I smoke. I'm not a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? And they get mad because them calling you crackhead, meth head. This because you're on the streets don't mean.
I heard this once. Someone told it to me. They said that you are beyond your what people say about us. So how so you exceed your stereotypes. Do you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me that before, and I thought that was heavy.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Man, you're just an amazing person," and said that I exceed my, this stereotypical.
It is.
black guy.
I've gotten that because when I was first on the streets, I was on the because really thing what happened is credit. You know what I'm saying? My mom let her boyfriend mess up my credit. You know, when I went to Arizona State University, and so it's hard for me to get a place on my own. I always have to room with somebody or get somebody to, and then what happens is if I don't hang with them, I'm like, no, I'm your tenant. I'm paying you rent. I don't have to go play basketball. I don't have to come in, I make beats for you. If you want beats, you can you get beats or rent. And I don't want to make beats for you, so I'm going to pay your rent. And then so once they understand they're not getting what they thought out of it, it got to the point where it was like, oh, so everything gets, when you're in the house, you can pay your rent, you can keep everything clean, all this stuff. But once you start standing on your stuff because you're living under somebody else's house, you kind of start staying outside. You start staying outside, and you're like, damn, shit, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I might as well just sleep here. And then the next thing you know, you start doing it every day, and you saving $200 instead of giving somebody that don't appreciate it. So that's what had me out here. So a lot of my things was when I was out here before, I had a job, you know what I'm saying, and I was able to, what do you call that?
Do you mind saying where you worked?
Huh?
Do you mind?
Oh, Concentrics. But what happened with them is they laid people off. So so that's why I say like I was if they didn't lay people off, I would probably still be working there. I was working there for a whole year, and then they had to lay people off. So then that had got me stuck out here, and then my tardies got stolen, and I just was, when they say, what was that saying you said?
That you
outdo your stereotype. That was it, because most people, I'd be like, I got more. I'm out here, but I'm not hungry. I'm homeless. It's not hungry. It's homeless. Give me a place. There should be more shelters. If any house isn't being, occupied, turn it into a shelter, because there's a lot.
So how do you feel about the resources that are here in Tempe?
The resources suck. It's garbage. What I've noticed is if you have a problem, like a drug problem, this, that, and warrants, felonies, you'll get it quicker. Like with me, I'm born, raised here, cleaned up the city, all types of stuff. But it's like, well, damn, if I don't do drugs, if maybe I might have to do some, some meth, heroin or something. And then when I go in there looking like I'm on it, I'll probably get a place quicker.
Since you elaborated a little bit on about drugs, a lot of people that I talk to say that they have to do clear, you know what that is, to stay up at night so their stuff don't get stolen.
Yeah,
what would you say about that?
It's the truth.
Some
of them just, like my backpack right there, I'm surprised that it hasn't got taken right now, but everything's kind of more what do you call it?
Chill out here.
Yeah, it's chilled than it is.
I tell everybody, like I told you, I'm all over the valley. So the people that I think that have their mentality state still, they have a good mind, a good head on their shoulders, and they still can talk clearly and stuff like that. I tell them that they should go to Tempe because the camaraderie is pretty good out here, from what I see.
Well, so
would you agree?
Yes. The thing about it is the camaraderie is out here in Tempe is good. Like, I actually have a little spot that I've been laying at in Phoenix that was next to my grandma's old house.
Okay.
And pretty much, I know if I go there at, once it's dark, like after 5, I can just literally sit up there. Nobody knows about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
But the thing about it, it's not in Tempe. Tempe, it's it's where you find some camaraderie at. You'll come out here, and as long as you don't try to overdo yourself, at least bring something to the table. Like with me, I always smoke weed, so it's like anybody, now can I get a cigarette? Can I get a? It's kind of like that, like the barter. It's like a barter system.
And trade. Yeah.
And so what I was looking at is like what I think what's going on with this with this, when you think about the community and them saying you can't camp and all this stuff, what I notice, what a lot of like with myself as well, I would like to be inside and be able to lay down, but I do like being outside. I would
get that a lot.
you know, like as it says in the Bible, paradise means parks in Hebrew, and that parks, gardens, or orchards, and this is like a this is supposed to be paradise. And so you should be able to come and throw out
Rest
your
your
blanket
feet. Yeah.
and chill out in the sun and things like
have
that,
a little
because
picnic, whatever the case may be.
a lot of us down here are the same people that was here ancient times, as I showed you that picture, and we still have that nature in us. So some of us have that nature in us where we, like when I was, like I said, in 2017, I'll get off at work at 2:30 and sit down at the park, play my little, at that time it was, what was that game that had came out, that Battle Royale thing? PUBG.
Oh yeah.
And I'll sit there and, play that all day, and then next thing you know, everybody was coming around trying to figure out if, who I was, and offered me the G, and I smoked some G when I first got out here and did it for 6 months and was like, I quit, real quick. Like, it wasn't like a...
That was very smart. That was smart.
Yeah, it was just so I can just, it was like, here, I'm not a cop here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, and then finally knew all the stuff. If I knew all the stuff that they do have out here while I was working, I would have never spent my money on food, But, like it says, Jesus had nowhere to lay his head, And for all those that, and he was homeless. So what I see with the urban camping and they're doing this law thing is a lot of us, like a lot of the people out here, they do their drugs, they do their whatever it is, but they're not destructive to anybody. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just, they want to go get their stuff and, sit back, like the guy over there, Sea-Dog.
Oh, yes.
One of the the greatest paintings I've ever seen. He does what he does.
Awesome painting.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, people come up to me and they're always like, you know where to get me? And I'm like, do I look like I, do I look like, you smell the area around me, but it's just, it's more loose, than what it usually was. But the thing about it was the people that were here before COVID happened, it was like, okay, we're letting you out here, but your dogs.
Oh,
that was the problem. It was like you walking up and down Mill Avenue, and then you sit back and you have the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And
Don't
so
they
you
kick
got
everybody out of here when they do those things?
It's still, everybody's still here because the cops were, lenient. And this is what I was talking about. Didn't I tell y'all this is what's going to happen? So you got, I remember I think it was Alabama the year that they played. And so Alabama and another team were out here. So you got two different colleges coming out here. And so the whole thing is, what is this campus like? And so this park is part of the campus, so they go and, they want to go to Beach Park and then they want to walk up and down Mill.
Yeah, they kind of merge and stuff.
We heard about Mill and everything, and so you got schools coming out here, and then they're walking through and they're like, yeah, Arizona State, it's but it's shitty. And then all you hear, you get pictures of, people and their dogs and their shit, and you got other colleges coming out here, and that's what I was trying to tell them. And then I guess what happened is they had the little Fiesta Bowl. And they did this little aerial view.
Oh, no.
They did this aerial view of it's that mountain right there.
Yeah.
Like right behind. See how dirty it was on top of the mountain, and they flipped from it real quick. And I was
That's
like,
awful.
Yeah, they're going to change that because that was shown nationwide, and if people were paying attention, you seen like the dude just laid out and dirty, and then this girl laid out dirty, and then just trashed out everywhere on the mountain. And it's like, wow. And then everybody's going back to their, like, yeah, Arizona State shit. All they got is, you can't walk through the park. You can't walk through you can't walk down the street without dogs barking at you. And then a lady one day got attacked by her dog. Like, one of those nice little fluffy big dogs that that dog is not meant for fighting. It was like, and then one of the pit bulls attacked it, and it was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
Once
awful, man.
and so, when it comes to the cops doing what they're doing with the urban camping, I don't agree with it, cause like with me, I'm on the streets because I just decided to come back from California.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Again, I'm all over
can
the
tell I
valley,
know how to do it.
and then I always hear people say that they did this as a social experiment. What do you think about people who do that, and should they do that, or is that just...
Yeah, they do that as a social experiment, and then they end up being out here. I seen that happen too. They end up getting that little that blow in their face, and the next thing you know, they're wondering why. The next time somebody goes like that with the bow, they like, yeah, let me try it, because you're sitting there right in the mix of it, and the next thing you know, that mind frame goes, yeah, I can quit. I could, I smoked weed and I quit smoking, but that drug is a whole nother type of different drug. I'll be.
What's going on?
Yeah, and so the question you were saying about the social experiment, I don't think it's a good idea unless you know what's going on.
Yep, I agree with you, man. Yep.
You know what's going on, so you like me. I know
definitely.
what's going on. Like I said, I smoked meth to save my life one time because, like, I was out. My grandma, she kind of just watched the food channel and stuff, and then I was staying at her house. She only had one TV, and then I was like, I'll go out sit at the park, and just for some reason, this one Hispanic dude didn't like me, and he kept motioning to him and trying to hit. He had a monkey wrench in his hand, and I was getting ready to walk down the little canal that I'll go to get to my grandma's house, and then the next thing you know, they was like, please hit this, and I was like, okay, so I hit it, right? And then next thing you know, the dude that told me to hit it, his girlfriend started to sing, and I was like, oh, so y'all want me to walk this way? And they was like, yeah, please, just walk that way, we'll talk to him later, because we thought you were a cop. So, if I didn't hit that meth at that time,
so you did it just
I probably
a
would have
little
walked down there and said, fuck all y'all. Next thing you know, I'd have been defending myself against a monkey wrench and shit. So that's what saved my life from smoke. Like, that's what made me, hit that, because they thought I was a cop.
Sometimes you gotta do that, huh? While you're out here,
Yeah.
gotta prove to people.
Especially Mexicans that work with Santa Maria and shit. Because the dude that wanted to kill me after we kind of became cool and stuff like that, he was like, man, that's just how I live, man. Boom, 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 boom. If I don't kill somebody, then they're going to kill me. So you got people that's out here that's, gotta take out people. It's not even connected. It's just that they've done stuff and they work with this, this dark forces. And if they don't appease the dark forces is gonna come at them. It's a way to keep cops. And I learned, like, and it's crazy, like, when you're sitting out on the street, you learn so much shit, like, oh, that's why y'all can't find some of the murderers, because some of the murderers sit back and wear a size 7, and then they'll sit back and wear a size 11 and stuff the front of their shoes so they can actually do it. And it's crazy shit. You don't want to be in a social experiment.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, like I said, if you look here, like here, I'm not even, this is who I was dating for a second. This is Allison Leach. What you read here is Allison Leach is a costume designer known for her Emmy-winning work on the assassination of Gianni Versace. So when I was out in San Francisco, what you see in my backpack, I have a sleeping bag, but that's what I use as my blanket even if I'm in the house.
Yes, sir, yeah.
And so what happens is, I guess she seen it and then thought I was homeless, and so she's like, oh, come and stay with me and this and all that. And I didn't know who she was until after a while she was like, you don't recognize me? And no, I don't watch TV, and then I'm not into Hollywood like that. And then she finally showed me this. And so one day she wanted me to go meet a doctor, and long story short, we go into the house, and dude wanted to cook for us and stuff, so go and meet him, blah, 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 because she called him when he fell or something, so next thing you know, I'm smelling the shrimp that he's cooking. I'm like, yo, that smells kind of raunchy. It's like nasty and shit. I'm not eating that stuff. He's like, oh no, man, it's good. Trust me. Everybody who eats my stuff, they like it. I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat it. Well, you tired? You want to go to sleep or anything like that? I'm like, you know, and then there's this bed laid out for, you know, me and her to lay at.
Oh yeah, that's that weird thing.
And because she was trying to figure, and I already had my little hostel and stuff. I'm like, shit, I don't know nobody out here, no reason to get it. I'm gonna stay at a hostel. So next thing you know, she didn't want to stay at a hostel anymore because she, you know, broke Hollywood and stuff. You know, I'm taking care of her ass and shit.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And next thing you know, we get there. And I'm like, okay, why is the bed all out? And they trying to force me to go to sleep and shit. I'm like, nee, it's 1 o'clock. I just woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, I'm not tired. Man. Shit, just because I smoke weed don't mean I'm going to be tired and go to sleep. No, I am on edge right now. Long story short, they was trying, if I would have ended up falling asleep, I would have probably woke up trafficked.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Awesome,
and it's sad that a lot of us, go through that because what happens is they take advantage of us that are like on the streets. Me, I'm just one of those motherfuckers like, oh, you want to take advantage of me? You better do it within the first day, because after that I'm on you. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is they end up wasting their money and all this, and they try to work you. Like if they try to give you a job or some shit like that, what they do is use he's homeless anyways, and there's a lot of people that I would try to like, they're over there like, do this and being evil to a person. And there's like a couple of people that I, you know, knew out here like, so what happened with that job? Man, it's not even worth it. I'd rather just be out here than to get bullied around like that. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. And it's, even when people are trying to do something better for themselves,
they end up doing something wrong.
no, it's not even they do something wrong. It's just that, okay, I want to work, but work because they're on the streets ends up being like,
oh yeah.
If you don't do this and you don't do this, and I just let you go tomorrow. And it's just like, well, fuck it. My morals is, or whatever, my sanity or
more,
whatever is more than the few fucking dollars you gonna give me. I'd rather just go out there and, you know, and.
Yes, sir. So how do you feel about people like me coming around talking to you guys, trying to get your stories out there?
No, it has to get out there, because you might come across somebody that's like me and really kind of like with me. Say for an example, a lot of the people out here, let's say for me, for an example, I just came back from California. I was working, but when I came out here, I got a job.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be on the 29th. That I start on the 29th, but because of surgery, I might not be able to go. But I do not have a felony. I don't have none of that stuff going on. Yeah. So I was working security out there. And what I mean by corporate America is I'm doing my stuff. I'm doing well, not doing nothing wrong, but it's the client's word against me.
Oh,
now,
that's true.
If you look at the reason I got fired is because I showed up to work 6 times smelling like stale beer. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but it's awful though. That's not enough to fire nobody.
And I don't drink. That's the whole thing. I don't drink. When I told my mom that, she started laughing, and I was like, now if they said, Mom, if they said I came up to work smelling like marijuana, she would have been like, yeah, I would have been drinking. Yeah, but it's so what happens, a lot of people, even with my mom, I was telling her, when I was young, I was always like, why are you so upset? Why are we always moving, having to be in somebody else's house? And I learned, it's like, damn, she's, I'm going through the same thing that my mom was going through, and it's like a never ending cycle.
Yeah, it just keeps revolving. So, I didn't want to keep you too long, but I gotta ask you, man, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, if you could think out that far?
Oh, in the next 5 years, I will probably be doing something that has to go with, that's why I said, like, my name Versus, it's the same definition of anti, and it's tattooed on my arm, right?
Yep.
And so this is, if you see it, remember I showed you the picture of the...
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is when you take the tattoo and it spells verses, it looks like this, right?
Yeah.
What does it look like? You see the horns?
Yeah. Baphomet.
Yeah, but that's Jesus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, that's what I had to learn. Like, it looks
Yeah.
like Satan, but
Yeah.
that's a whole trick. And so like that, they know that. And so pretty much where's this damn thing at? This little thing right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so basically, like how I showed you that thing, I'm the one that's going to be like, hey, and all that stuff.
All right.
And yeah, that's my goal. But in the meantime of all that, it's basically a script, like scripture.
Okay.
It means a walk along with the boy named Thunder. That's what
There it
scripture
is,
means.
man. All
So
right. Yeah.
you understand what I'm here for. And so what happens is, a reason a lot of them are safe and with the cameras is because of this. I didn't make this.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's kind of, I'm like what you would call a waking up from the, and it's, if you've seen everything that's going around, and it's pretty much, you know, I believe in all these people out here. They're all smart. If you actually talk, to them, they got some wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It's just that felonies,
it's just like blocks in the road for them, man. I know.
You know.
But man, Jason, I want to thank you for this interview, bro. It was awesome, and I love talking to people and getting their stories, man. Next time I see you, hopefully we can get a part 2. And
but I do interviews.
Yeah,
I had your questions answered already.
I really appreciate that, man. And like I said, hopefully when I see you again, you'll be in a better situation than you are now.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get a part 2.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
My man.
Yes, sir.